instead of farming, largely those that are supposed to go to farm, they are now on the other side, breaking the pipeline because they are getting more money than going for the agriculture. President, apart from the three speakers, more especially my brother from Bayelsa, Mr. President, this issue of oil spill, fire outbreak, and fire blind nutrition is a long history which I believe you have been in this Senate at least for quite some time, and this kind of motion has been in place. The pipeline that were laid since in the 50s and the population is something that we need to lay emphasis. And also the activities of our youth in the region, as well as the kind of attitude of IOCs, that the international oil companies, what they are doing there for the region, is something that we put together so that we can be able to find the answer on where we are today. There are a lot of issues, many thousands of them. It's beyond addressing the pipeline, but carelessly, the way we are, because the way the IOCs are doing business in Nigeria, it's never done anywhere in the world. It's never a global practice. But they are having their way. And it's our people. And also our people there, giving them the opportunity to do such. I could remember sometimes in 2016, when President Buhari, I was there in the United Nations with him, the issue of clearing the lands degraded by the oil spill, which money were mentioned. I don't know whether make it available, about $2 billion. But the problem is, at the time that you are doing the clearing the land and making habitats for farmers, and all these oil, the farm trees is talking about, largely in the region today, it's no more. Why? Because the oil spill. The one that humanly we as citizens we created in the name of bunkering, and the one that carelessly or largely by the oil international companies are just living because they are going away with it. I could remember during Obama's time when there are such things in the Pacific, in the Atlantic, the Shell, they know the consequences, what they paid. But today in Nigeria, they go along with it. Nobody cares. So what I'm trying to say here is that, Mr. President, we should look at the behaviors of international oil companies, how they are doing it, and we have to bring them to book to do the business as they are doing in the other part of the world. Even in Africa, the way they are doing it in Nigeria to go free, they cannot do it in Angola to go free with it. So, Mr. President, on doing so, the oil companies should be wholly responsible, and also to mobilize more. I know the governors are doing, when I was on that part, what they are doing to ensure that they calm their people and orient them on stopping breaking the pipeline. That one has been reduced. But the problem more is that instead of farming, largely those that are supposed to go to farm, they are now on the other side, breaking the pipeline because they are getting more money than going for the agriculture. Would we now know the impact of destroying our land and destroying our crops? So the largely land cannot make farming, and a lot of sickness, as they said, in cancer and what have you. When you come to the oil gas flaring, They are not even following the rules. And they are not the right penalty that is supposed to be paid. They are not. So that's why they're going along with it. But if they know, the oil companies, they know they are paying the right penalty, they will do the right thing so that they can control the pollution, so that at least our people there can stay safe. But something needs to be done, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
As it has been said severally in this hallowed chamber, and in almost all the discussant areas, over and over about the issue of oil spillage. Sir, some of these issues...
Senator Convoy, sir, there are two divergent opinions.
Yes, sir.
One from the the minority whip, and the other from Issa Jibrin. Issa Jibrin is saying the entities, the companies, are the ones that are at fault. And he is saying that the issue of sabotage is more important here because several people are sabotaging these facilities, thereby causing this spillage. So you come from that area. What is your view? I think you should address these two. Which one is right? Which one is wrong?
Very well, sir. That is where I am coming. As one that's a primary custodian of oil activities or flow stations here and there, right from 1956, though I was not born then, but we have seen the pipelines that were laid from that time till now that still exist. Pipelines that were laid since from 1957, 1958 still exist. And what do you talk about just pipelines? The result has to be corrosion. Over time, oil has been flowing through all those pipelines, and they have become so weak. They have become so weak. So many of them are weak and have worn out. And in fact, some of the wellheads, if you get there, the corrosion there, you see the rust all over the places. And what do you expect from chest installation when there is sufficient pressure all the time coming from, from the bottom? The result is that it has to explode. And whatever you see, you take. There have been so many times these kind of things have happened. The one that happened in Nembe, where it has to stay, the spill has to be there for days before they were able to curb it. Sir, the issue of sabotage, yes, sometimes it happens, but not in all cases. Not in all cases. And so we have to discuss on the possibilities of bringing the issue here to a logical conclusion. Because you cannot be talking about people's life and you just write it off. As I'm talking to you, there are so many pipelines that are passing through people's houses and people's bush camps where we do palm wine to distill and survive and live, but it has all been taken over. And where you see pipelines passing through everywhere, people's houses, people's business points, people's farmlands, what have they been doing? And what has the government done all the time?
So people knew,
sir,
excuse me, people knew that there were pipes there, but they still built their houses, or the pipes were built when?
Let me give you an insight of what happened. People existed there before the exploration activities took place. My father's palm wine tapping camp that I also benefited so much from, pipeline is just passing by it. It is not when the pipelines came that those camps were opened. The farmlands has always been there before the oil exploration activities came. And what is it? Everywhere you go, danger, keep off. Danger, keep off. And so the people have been keeping off. After that the people have kept off, what is the result? We are just there watching and looking. And that is the issue. And so people should not just come here and talk down on the pains that the people are already experiencing. The lives of the people here are at stake. From the motion here, it is very clear. Spillage plus fire outbreak results to what? Either asthmatic occurrences or what have you have to be experienced every now and then. That is what our people suffer. There are a lot of ailments that are going on now that were not there, that we are observing now. People cough anyhow without stopping until they die.
We are now well educated about what is happening.
Sir,
thank you for your insight.
It is very, very appalling. And so, what I want to submit...
Your time is off. You have said all. Your time is off.
Yes, sir.
What I want to submit also
is that we should not quickly go into issues of sabotage, because there are agencies, there is government, and there is also the state government.
Thank you. Your time is off. Senator Abdullah, you have the floor.
And ascertain what was the issue that led to the spill.
Thank you.